You ever notice that? How certain things people said to you as a kid, they don't just go away. It doesn't matter how old you get or how far away you move, some words just stick. They become this little echo in the back of your mind.
And that's the whole point, right? These words, they don't fade. And it's not because they were said just once. It's because they were part of a pattern.
And this is where it gets kind of tricky. See, these phrases are so powerful because at some point, they stop sounding like your parents' voice, and they start sounding like your voice. They get absorbed, and they actually form the blueprint for your inner monologue, that little narrator that's always running in the background, judging everything you do. So understanding how that blueprint that's drawn is the first crucial step to redrawing it.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about the phrases that mess with your perception of reality. These are the ones that slowly teach you that what you feel, what you think, and even what you remember, well, it just can't be trusted.
Oh, this is a classic, isn't it? A kid gets their feelings hurt, and boom, this phrase just shuts it all down. The message isn't just, hey, calm down, it's your feeling is wrong. Your reaction is too much.
And here's another flavor of the same idea. It takes the child's experience and just shrinks it, telling them their internal emotional meter is totally broken. It really teaches you to doubt your own pain.
Whoa, this one takes it to a whole other level. This is a flat-out denial of your memory. It rewrites history right in front of you, making you question your own mind. And you know what? There's a name for this.
Developmental psychologist Dr. Irene Daria calls this gaslighting. It's this subtle, really powerful form of manipulation where a child is made to feel like their entire perception is just off. And over time, that absolutely destroys their ability to trust their own gut.
So what's the translation into adulthood? That phrase, you're too sensitive, it becomes an internal script. It becomes, my feelings are invalid. So as an adult, maybe you feel hurt by something at work or in a relationship, but that little voice immediately jumps in and says, nope, you're just overreacting, just like you were taught. So after your self-trust starts to crumble, another tactic often comes into play, and that's creating this sense of permanent, unending debt, using guilt and obligation.
Ah, the guilt bomb. This one is a doozy. It takes the basic job of being a parent, food, shelter, and reframes it like it was some huge transactional favor. The hidden message is that you are forever in their debt just for being raised.
And this label, this one gets thrown around anytime a kid has normal needs or tries to draw a line in the sand. And it teaches a really damaging lesson, that taking care of yourself isn't just okay, it's actually a moral failing. The long-term translation here is just devastating. The inner voice learns that your own needs are always second place. It learns that any step you take towards independence is somehow a betrayal. I mean, this is the very root of so much adult people-pleasing, isn't it? It makes it almost impossible to say no without feeling this huge wave of guilt. All right, our third and final category of phrases, man, these go right for the jugular. These are the words that literally build a blueprint for feeling unworthy, the ones that install this deep-down belief that you are fundamentally not good enough. Comparison. It's maybe the most effective way to teach a kid that their value isn't a given, it's conditional. It basically says, the person you are right now, that's not acceptable. You need to be more like that person to get my approval.
I mean, this one is just a direct assault on a kid's potential. And when it comes from a parent, it can so easily become a self-fulfilling prophecy. You internalize those low expectations, and as an adult, you might not even go for that job or that opportunity because a voice in your head has already told you you're going to fail anyway. It's a direct path to a fear of failure.
And you can see how this creates a direct pipeline from being compared as a kid to being a harsh self-critic as an adult. That inner voice learns to constantly scan for people who are doing better, making sure you never, ever feel like you've actually measured up. It's the perfect recipe for what we now call imposter syndrome.
So after hearing all this, the question that pops up is, why? Why do parents do this? Is it always coming from a place of malice, or is there something else going on? Well, the psychology here is a little more complicated than you might think.
And some research from the University of Amsterdam gives us a really important clue. It's based on this idea called interpersonal emotion regulation. And it suggests that sometimes it's not about hurting the child, it's about managing the parent's own feelings of discomfort. So the study basically breaks it down into two types of support.
You've got engaging strategies, like validating feelings. These are great for long-term emotional health, but they take time and effort. Then you have disengaging strategies, like just telling a kid to stop crying. This is all about getting immediate relief, often because the parent feels totally helpless and just wants to fix the problem to make their own anxiety go away.
And that's the whole thing, isn't it? Understanding this stuff isn't about pointing fingers or placing blame. It's about gaining agency. It's about recognizing the patterns so that we can finally start the work of consciously rewriting that inner script.
So the path forward has a few pretty clear steps. First, just start to notice the voice when it pipes up. That's it. Then, second, you gotta name it. Label it for what it is. It's an echo. It's not the truth. Literally say to yourself, that's not my voice. And third, you start to actively, consciously build a new voice. You give yourself the kindness and the validation that you needed back then.
Because in the end, it's not about trying to erase the past. That's impossible. It's about choosing which voice gets to have the microphone right now. It takes practice, for sure, but the power to change the narrator, that is ultimately in your hands. So the real question is, whose voice will you choose to listen to today?